Well, if there's one popular South African dessert that is always perfect for entertaining, it has to be a milk tart. Believe you me, all right? So there's no better afternoon tea time treat than this particular dessert. And if you are planning to bake more memories this weekend, former top 3 contestant from the Taste Master essay, Tahilla is here to show us why her ultimate milk tart recipe has been getting so much traction on social media. We have her here, the original. Hello, Tahilla.
Hi, Carl. Thank you for having me in the kitchen with you.
No, thank you. I'm looking forward to the ultimate milk tart. But before we get there, you were a former top 3 contestant. How was the experience in the Taste Master?
You know what? It was different for everyone, but for me, it was quite a career-defining moment in my life. I've always been a chef.
Yeah.
But coming into the Taste Master, I just went through a whole journey with my health, and I realized I can't actually do the hours that I would normally be able to do in the kitchen. So when I came into the Taste Master, I was kind of a little bit lost, you know.
Okay.
And when I left, I realized my love for the media and love for expressing myself and sharing recipes and teaching. And that's now my full-time career. That's what I do every day. I teach, I share, and I want to show everybody that, you know, whatever you set your mind to is possible.
What? Tahilla, you're inspirational, and I'm so glad the Taste Master gave you a pivot to make sure that you focus on mental health and that you come through and you can show us an ultimate milk tart. So now you started off with a nice saucepan on the stove over there.
Yes.
And is that milk that you dropped in there?
That's just some milk, and then I'm adding in butter. So all we want to do here is just heat it up a little bit, and then we're going to move on to this side.
Okay,
so
cool.
So you just take the rest of your milk, add that in.
Ah, so did you go half the milk in the saucepan there?
Yes.
All right, great stuff.
The reason we do that is just so that, one, because you're adding dry ingredients, you don't want them to clump up.
Yes.
And then 2, you're also adding eggs, so you don't want your eggs to get all cooked when you add them in, because the milk is going to.
Can I help a little bit? I just feel like I need to help. I feel like I can help you here. So I've got some of this amazing flour. I believe it's in here as well.
Yes.
And then we got some lovely butter, which is nice and soft already. Thank goodness.
Yes.
And then we got some sugar. We got some eggs, and then I'm assuming we got some vanilla paste. Ooh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
And then in this one over here.
What does that look like? It looks like royal baking powder.
Is it tried and tested?
Yes.
Thank goodness. I was making sure. All right, so I'm going to create a bit of a well here, because I think that's great. And the butter goes in, and then you have to watch me work, because I'm going to have to try and make it. I'm like tart base. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Whoo, here we go. Hold on, so I'm going to try and just.
You've got the arms for it.
So, oh, stop. So, what? You and I could do a show any day. All right, that'll be amazing. But okay, so we're just going to get that in. I'll sort of break the butter up a bit in the flour as we do it, and then add the other ingredients as we go along. This is fun times. Honestly, it is. I'm liking the incorporation of the butter in here too. I mean, I'd really want to get my hands dirty with this one, actually. You know what? Let's do that.
Yes, that's exactly. I was going to say, don't be afraid to get in there.
I was trying to be all pretty with you, and I thought, no, let me not do that. Okay, that's fine.
No, we prefer it a little bit messy in the kitchen.
This is great. I would have dropped it. I'm actually just going to make this entire thing here, and don't worry, I'll drop the eggs in last, because, you know. Yeah, just in case.
You already know your pastry technique.
I'm going to try to do that, because I just want to make sure. But when it comes to entertaining guests, of course, what you've learned in the Taste Master and beyond is you've gone on a journey of not only discovering, you know, where your niche is, like what type of, you know, sort of like the tips of the trade that you want to give me to help entertaining guests, especially, you know, over a time where they, you know, come over to the place, enjoy some good pleasantries at your place. Like, what would you suggest?
You know what, when it comes to entertaining guests, I always think about, you know, as much as you want to please them, you can't go wrong with making stuff that you enjoy. Because if you enjoy it and you know what, like, you know, put your heart and your love into your cooking, there's almost no way they won't like it. Obviously, if they have dietaries, check that. But most of the time, if you just put yourself into the dish, people will see that and feel it. You know, when you put your heart into it.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Yeah, sorry. My brain is a little bit foggy with this.
No, I think it's multitasking, you know, as we talk. This is, like, how do they do that in the cooking shows? Where they talk and then they do their thing? That's crazy. But if someone's going to enter the Taste Master, based on your experience, what type of advice would you have for them as they go into it? I mean, you mentioned that, you know, you've learned a lot on a mental health level as well. So when you go into that particular kitchen, like, what type of tools do you need to get in and be a success, a top 3 like you were?
I'd say it starts with the passion. So you have the passion for baking, the love for it. You can't go wrong after that. It's more just putting yourself out there. If you know you love baking, you know you really want to show South Africa what you've got, don't be afraid. And if you're feeling shy in front of the camera, just think about, like, you know, if you're talking to your mom or your dad or your gran and you're telling them what you love, you know.
Like what we're doing now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You just put yourself out there, and I'd rather you do it and learn from the experience than don't do it and think about it later and say, hey, I wish I could have done that. I should have done that. It's easier to just do it and learn from it.
I love it. Do it and learn from it. So I've done one of these, and you'll continue processing that and add flour as your texture changes, because the whole idea is that you want to get yourself to a level where your tart base is this consistency with the rolling pin that you'll get into in the next couple of seconds, I'm sure, right?
You know what? Do you want to swap? You can come do some whiskey.
Absolutely.
And then I'll roll it out.
Let's go. You do that. So I actually need you to get to the point there where you blanket it over.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to continue stirring this. And I love it, the floury hands. This is what cooking is all about, getting, you know, really stuck into the whole mix as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but as you go, how quick can you do a tart shell blanket? Show me
Pretty
something.
quick, but
Taste
you know
Master,
what?
pressure, let's go. You got
you just
3
stole
seconds.
My flour.
I did.
You did, you stole my flour.
But it was part of the challenge.
You sabotaged me.
I did never. You're a top 3. You know how to get over anything. That's what you do. So that's how it goes. And then once you've got that rolled out nice and thinly, you're going to proper blanket it over our base and then give it some time and love. But, okay, so while you do that, I'll tell you what, we're going to come back with it because we have to, and because we already have a completed one over there.
Yes.
Blanket it over, do your thing, but try this one at home. And, of course, the Taste Master SA, you got to get involved and be just like Tahilla, of course, who is a top 3 member. And that could be you.
Are you a rising star in the kitchen, ready to bake it till you make it? Then enter the new season of Taste Master SA, brought to you by tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder on SABC2, where you could win 50,000 rands worth of prizes and become a baking legend. Visit thetastemaster.co.za. Share a video about yourself and why you love baking with Royal Baking Powder. Entries close on 23 April. T's and C's apply.